Welcome, beautiful soul. It's time to remember who we are. You were born for this moment, this breath. Nature teaches us and reminds us that whatever it is that we are searching for, that whatever our hearts and souls are longing for, we must know our unlimited power and worth. It's all already within us. So thank you for saying yes to this moment. Thank you for saying yes to this journey. And most of all, thank you for saying yes to yourself. Welcome, beautiful soul. Welcome, beautiful soul. It is a joy and an honor to be sharing time and space with you today. Our topic is one that I continually hear when I'm talking with different people, and they're very aware, we are all aware, that we are living in times that don't always seem as predictable and stable and consistent as our human side would like. And the question I'm asked is, how in the world do we go forward? And the question I pose back is, how can we still cultivate joy? How do we cultivate joy in the midst of chaos and uncertainty? We're going to talk about that today. First, though, it's time for some beautiful breath to reconnect us to our inner self, our inner soul, our inner heart, and that reservoir of truth already within us. So let's close our eyes. If you are able to safely, you can join me. And first, all we are doing is simply noticing our inhale and exhale moving through our nose. So breathe and notice. Maybe you can notice if the air seems cool coming in and warmer leaving, or maybe it seems the same. All we are doing is noticing. This is our time to still our bodies and bring our awareness deeper within, to drop beyond the thought, the running list of things to do, and we are pausing and breathing. Every inhale filling us with all that is needed, all that nourishes us, all that replenishes us. And the exhale is our invitation to spread that nourishment and then release all that is not needed. I like to imagine we're exhaling it back to light of lights, to see it all transformed into light, the same way our natural carbon dioxide is nourishment for the plants, in the same way that their oxygen nourishes us. So we are simply inhaling, exhaling. I invite you to make space to give thanks to yourself for being alive, being here. We celebrate the gift of life. And we connect to the deeper consciousness within us. We also honor, acknowledge, give thanks to breath of life, moving through us and evident all around us, this lovely greater consciousness that we are all connected to. As we slow down and breathe, we are reminded that we could never be alone. Because our true essence is one with all of life. And we see evidence of life all around us, every atom and molecule, seen and unseen. Is a reminder of the magnificence of this life. And so notice if your shoulders are up high. Oh, I'm rotating my neck because I heard a few cracks reminding me, oh yes, the weight of this head that it carries. We rotate our necks to let go of any tension we're holding on to. And I also want to roll those shoulders up and back to drop them further away from our ears. It's where we hold a lot of tension. And we simply use this space and time, what we call time, to let go of all that is not ours to carry. All that is no longer serving us and maybe never was. And so we're going to begin to wrap this time up with what we call our 5-5-5 breath. I like 5 because it's an easy number to remember, even when we're not together. We can practice this anytime where we're going to inhale for 5, we're going to hold for 5, and then we're going to slowly exhale for 5. And so I invite you to join us for a nice deep inhale. Fill up like a balloon for 5. And now hold it. And slowly exhale. With your eyes still closed for a few more breaths, return to normal breathing. And let's put our attention in that lovely heart center. We're tapping into the inner heart today. We're acknowledging that all of our answers are all already within us. So we make space to connect and to listen, to perceive, to trust, to be open to the truth. That is right here within us. And so whenever you're ready, you can come back and open your eyes. And if you're like me, sometimes you feel like you could just stay there. And that's the beauty of breath. The ego mind, the busy monkey mind will tell you, you do not have enough time to stop and breathe, that it's not even helpful, that there's too much in front of you, too much to do. And so why in the world would you stop and do something as inconsequential as breathe? And I want you to remember this experience so that you can answer back, this is exactly what I am being drawn to, is to slow down so I can pause the spinning of words rambling through our head over and over, and notice the beauty and the truth, the assurance that is always and already waiting for us when we simply slow down and breathe. And breath is always our lovely metaphor that wherever we are on this journey, no matter what we are facing, there is always an opportunity to be nourished and to nourish. There's always an opportunity to receive what is for us, to share, and to also let go of what's not for us. And, you know, many of us are empaths. That's just another way of saying that we are in tune deeply to energy around us, especially in other life forms, whether that's other beings, whether that's animals, plants, all life. Sometimes we're so in tune with that empathic energy to what's happening in nature that we need to remember how to exhale, release, let go. We don't want to take in until we're so heavy with all that we've taken in that we can't go forward. We want to be like that breath, moving beautifully in harmony in the cycle of inhaling, receiving, and exhaling, letting go. And this brings me to today's theme. It's all connected. How in the world do we cultivate joy? Joy in the midst of chaos and uncertainty. The two seem so opposed that how could there be a bridge called and? I'm here to let you know that we are that bridge. And not only are we the bridge, but we are the co-creators of everything we're experiencing. Now, pause that analytical mind. Tell it we're no longer doing any equations and we don't need it to figure out anything specifically right now. We are calling forth the part of us that perceives truth beyond a linear realm. We're calling forth our spiritual wisdom and knowing that knows there's more than what meets the eye. There's more than what our senses can perceive. That everything is energy. And because everything is energy, including who we are, We are part of a motion, a movement, where we are co-creating whether we are conscious that we're doing it or not. So the more that we can become conscious, the more that we are intentional with where we put our energy, with what we are focusing on, the more we have space to realize the lie is any thought that tries to tell us that we are powerless, that we are just simply being tossed to and from, that we are at the whim of an outer force that's greater than the power within us. That's a lie. And it's easy to see why people believe it, why we believe it. We've been conditioned to think this way. We've been conditioned to think that look in the outer for our answers and respond and react to whatever is happening. Your spirit knows there's another way. And we have choice. You can live in that realm of responding and reacting to what's happening outside. And there's the choice of making space to suspend that thought and drop into a deeper truth, a deeper realm that knows there is no separation. It's all energy. We're all connected. And the choice that you make of where to put your focus and your attention is synonymous with what we are co-creating. It's how we co-create. So when I am reading news headlines, whether they're on a phone, on a newspaper, in a text, I want you to notice what your energy within yourself feels like. Are you feeling lighter? Full of ease? Are you feeling hopeful and optimistic? Or are you feeling smaller, constricted, overwhelmed maybe, discouraged? That's a small example, simply noticing it. And realizing, wait a minute, I want my energy to begin to influence my experience. Because I realize that I am powerful. Powerful in the sense that we decide what kind of day we're going to have. You know, when you write a letter or a note to someone, you might say, have a nice day, have a fabulous day. Do you believe that? Do you believe that you're waiting for the day to be fabulous, to have a fabulous day, or do you believe that you're co-creating one? Are you waiting for it to see, well, what kind of day is it? The day is asking you that question. What kind of day is it? We decide. And so, yes, that does not mean that the traffic pattern always matches exactly what I hope for. It matches whatever we're calling forth at a realm that we're not even aware of that we're calling it forth. So in other words, If I need the traffic to go my way and I'm so tense and I'm rushing and I'm late, chances are I'm going to have that same type of an experience throughout the day, beyond the traffic, where things seem tight and, oh my gosh, and it's just not enough and I'm rushing. And we'll say that that's what life gave us and not realize that that's what we're putting out there. So how do you cultivate joy if that's what we want? That's the first question. Do we want it? And it seems so basic. Well, it's a given. Everybody wants joy. Ask yourself that. Do you want joy? Are you ready for joy? Because sometimes we're not even aware we're having an affair with the chaos, with the drama, that we've been so conditioned to speak in a language of fear and scarcity and hopelessness, that we have become so tolerant and so familiar with it. And we're so used to that temporary high of complaining, that temporary high that we get from, oh my gosh, look what's happening around us. Because it spreads and it's contagious. And we get a little boost of power when we watch someone else become just as worried as we are when we share something with them. The ego wants that. It wants to see the spread of discord, of feeling small and stuck, of feeling like we have to protect ourselves, that there's so much to be worried about and stressed about. It's a very interesting energy if you begin to notice it in yourself. How when you're feeling upset, you want someone else to feel it too, sometimes more than you want to be assured and to be guided through it. So we go back to the question, do I want joy? Maybe we have to even go further than that and say, what is joy? Do I even recognize it? Do I know it? And if you don't know the answer to that question, take a deep look with your eyes closed within yourself, because guess what? That's where joy lives. The joy of life is within us. Sometimes we're so far removed from it that we've forgotten. Like forgetting where we live. And so we close our eyes or we go out in nature so we can have a little bit of space between the conditioned way of thinking, between the old construct that is deep like a groove in a record, and that little bit of space, which is what breath can do and being out in nature can do, gives us enough opportunity to drop into this deep essence of knowing who we are. Hello, beautiful soul. And that, guess what? Your name is joy. So of course you are more than capable of cultivating joy. It's who you are. So are you willing to connect with that essence of you? Do you want to connect with that essence of you? Are you ready to let go of what cannot exist in the same realm as joy, and that is our stress and worry? Or are we too affectionately tied to that stress and worry Has it become such a habit to complain, to be sarcastic? Now that's a really good one, sarcasm, because spoken as a woman who definitely has some t-shirts and bumper stickers and experience with sarcasm, it wasn't until someone enlightened me and said, do you know that every time you're responding with sarcasm, you are participating in violence? And I thought, well, what is violent about sarcasm? And when I finally was able to see the energy beneath it, I realized, wow, I have been trading in violence and wondering why I feel removed from the joy, why the joy seemed so fleeting and not sustained. Well, one is because I didn't know my true essence and my name, our name, beautiful soul, as joy. Two, I saw life as happening to me and needing to protect myself and respond, react, protect. And even beyond that, to go one step further and inflict. Before I was reacting, I'd rather be on the inflicting side. That's the violence. And so when my sons were young, I remember giving them permission to say, I want you to help me to break this conditioned, unhealthy, toxic habit of violence called sarcasm. And they felt so empowered to be able to call me on it, because I said, I really want to leave a better legacy and I need your help. And they were eager to help, and they were amazing at helping. And there's one instance in particular that illustrates this example. We had an opportunity to travel, all of us together, and we were, in this beautiful area. I believe it was in Mexico, and due to some fabulous, just wonderful connections and favor, we were staying in a lovely home and heading to the beach. So we were in the car. My husband was driving. I was in the passenger seat. Our two sons were behind us. And one of our sons asks, are we heading to the beach? And the old conditioned mindset responded and said, well, where do you think we're going with our swim trunks and towels and beach clothes? And because I had trained them how to respond back, when that old vibration of violence crept up, they said back, Mom, all you had to do was say yes. And that was the little spark that I needed to be reminded, you picked up that old garbage, that old habit. And with humility, I said, you're so right. Thank you. And I'm so sorry. You are right. All I needed to do was say yes. That was uncalled for, unnecessary, unhurtful. How I responded. And we all deserve better than that. And the more we begin to remind ourselves that we are better than the old habits, we are higher than, more powerful than that old conditioned response, we make space for the lightness of being. Hello, joy. We make space for so much to be grateful for. These beautiful young men who were in the back seat, a precious point in time when we all were together enjoying a break away from our normal routine in a beautiful environment. So much to be grateful for. Hello, joy. And notice how we can instantly come back with humility and say, I'm so sorry. You deserve better. I want to rise into the fullness of who I really am. And I apologize for a behavior that was beneath that was hurtful. And thank you for helping me make it right. Thank you for teaching me and reminding me who I really am. Our name is lovely, exquisite joy. The kind of joy that makes no sense in the natural. That no matter what in the world is happening around you, we can come back to being co-creators. And that just means remembering that the first place I create and cultivate joy is within me. Because the me, as we've talked about before, as I heal and connect in that, heals the we collectively. And we make space for it with each breath. And starting with the gift of, wow, I have so much to be grateful for. I am not a lowly being separate from the cosmos. I am the cosmos, connected, moving through me, all around me. You know, we just are experiencing eclipse season. And it's a reminder, wow, the harmony of the earth, the sun, the moon, all in this beautiful harmony, this alignment to reveal and show our powerful potential and greatness and our opportunity for growth. We are always the masterpiece and the work in progress at the same time. The joy is knowing that every moment is an opportunity to say, this is who I am. Here's the deposit I want to leave. That is joy. Being conscious of the deposit you are leaving and giving with each breath. The same way you're giving that carbon dioxide, you're giving a deposit of a legacy beyond this moment that spreads far beyond what our mind could ever comprehend or calculate. It's so great and so interconnected and so exquisite, because that's who we are. That's who you are, beautiful soul. So powerful, so beautiful, so exquisite. We cultivate joy by cultivating who we are with gentleness, with compassion. We make time to connect with each other, to smile, to cry. There's joy in connection, based and rooted in a true love, in true friendship, in an acknowledgement that we're all connected. Looking at the miracle of nature, we're very close to the start of a new season of spring in the northern hemisphere, and wow, to look at what looks like it's dead is slowly showing us no, there's more. And nature is the mirror for who we are. What looks like may be dead within us is really just slowed down, ready to reemerge, stronger, brighter, more vibrant. We are called to flourish. That is the joy. Making space to know that you are the seed that has been planted into this season, ready to germinate and grow and share more seeds. This is how we cultivate joy. With each breath, remembering that you're already amazing and perfect and exquisite. And we are practicing this and letting go of all the lies that we've been told that have us believe we are less than. Cultivating joy is knowing that the power to imagine is the same power to co-create, and it's already within you. It's within us, all of us. So thank you for making time for us today. I hope that this gives you a little encouragement to remind yourself that your name is joy, that we are here to cultivate joy. It's a practice and a gift all in one. Thank you, beautiful soul.
Thank you, beautiful soul, for remembering who we are and for making time and space to be with us today. As you go forward on your journey to the known and unknown places, continue to listen to your inner heart and honor your soul, because your answers are always within you. Please consider supporting us in spreading more light and love with this message by simply liking the video below, subscribing, and consider sharing as well. Most of all, take gentle care and breathe. We see you. We thank you, beautiful soul.